Imagine surviving an atomic bomb, barely making it out alive, only to experience another one 3 days later. Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what happened to Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the man who survived both Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was a normal morning in Hiroshima. Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a 29-year-old engineer, was finishing up a business trip. He was on his way to the shipyard when, at exactly 8:15 a.m., the sky turned white. The first atomic bomb had just detonated. The explosion ripped through the city, flattening everything within miles. Yamaguchi was less than 2 miles from the blast. The force threw him into a ditch, ruptured his eardrums, and burned his skin. When he got up, the city was gone. Fires burned everywhere, and people, many severely burned and injured, wandered in a daze. But somehow Yamaguchi survived. Wounded and in shock, he spent the night in a bomb shelter before deciding to leave the city the next day. Yamaguchi's home was in Nagasaki. Despite his injuries, he boarded a train and made it back home. He reunited with his family, telling them what had happened in Hiroshima. On August 9th, still bandaged and barely able to walk, he reported to work at Mitsubishi. When he told his boss about the bomb, his boss said, "That's impossible. One bomb can't destroy an entire city." Then at 11:02 a.m., a second atomic bomb exploded, right over Nagasaki. For the second time in 3 days, Yamaguchi was less than 2 miles from ground zero. The explosion blew out the windows of the office, and the shockwave knocked him to the ground. His bandages were burned away, and his injuries got even worse. But somehow, he survived. Despite being exposed to two nuclear bombs, Tsutomu Yamaguchi lived to be 93 years old. He spent his later years sharing his story and advocating for nuclear disarmament, hoping that no one else would ever have to experience what he did. His survival is one of the most unbelievable true stories in history. Two bombs, two cities, one man who lived through it all,